Hi and welcome. I'm Caroline Ryder of Ryder Horsemanship, and welcome to our free training off the track thoroughbred mini series. This is Billy, Lovey, and Joey, and these are our 3 superstars during the next 12 weeks. In the next 12 weeks, you will be able to see the progress of each one of these thoroughbreds. However, we are not going to be showing each thoroughbred going through the same exercises or the same areas of training. So we have 4 specific areas that are involved in our training program here in our curriculum at Ryder Horsemanship. And the first one begins in the round pen and at liberty. And that includes not just the free lunge, it includes cardio, it also includes play. The second area of our methodology, our training curriculum, is our lunge. And our lunging is to help not only the mindset, but also to develop balance, self-carriage, and collection. The third area of our methodology is the riding arena and getting the horse used to specific exercises and patterns that will not only further develop the mindset of confidence and trust and partnership, but it will also develop the horse physically and mentally, including contact and suppling and easy, fluid, collected canter departs. And the fourth area is trail riding. So as I mentioned just a little while ago, each horse, you're going to see videos each week of each horse in specific one of those 4 areas, but not all 4. Our training program here at Ryder Horsemanship follows a curriculum. And while each one of these horses is going to go through a step-by-step curriculum here, we pay close attention to their individual needs. And what that means is, obviously each horse is unique. They have their own temperament and their own learned behaviors, their own learned experiences. And while all 3 of these are off-the-track thoroughbreds, each one, again, is different. They've had different owners, different trainers, and different experiences. And so it's our job that each horse goes through a really strong and solid learning curriculum, but most importantly, that we understand what each horse needs so that they learn the best. While this 12-week mini-series is going to give you a ton of techniques and tips and problem solving, it is not a step-by-step program. So just keep that in mind. The step-by-step program that I'm referring to is what we have here at Ryder Horsemanship and what we offer on our online academy courses for horses and people. So what you're getting is a sneak peek, and again, how we help each one of these horses through their learning on a weekly basis. So if you want more, we're going to give you plenty of information on where to find out more as far as how to restart these guys, starting from the beginning and finishing them. And finishing means that they have smooth, collected canters, as well as their excellent, safe partners on the trail. So each week you will see training challenges as well as the progression of each horse. While Lovey here will be the most advanced in her liberty, lunging, and riding, she still has some challenging areas to her development. So while she's been working with me the longest, she's had months off at a time to weeks off at a time just because of my schedule as well as where I believe she needs to be. And that's a really important aspect to training, is that while we may set aside 5 days a week, 4 days a week to work with horses in training, we're not pushing them so that they are saturated every day. You know, sometimes we give them days off at a time, sometimes we give them a week off, and depending, we can give them weeks to months off. It all depends on how that horse reaches its saturation and if it does. And that's really important, especially with thoroughbreds or Arabians, because as they're deemed one of the hottest breeds, the hotness has so much to do with the level of intelligence as well as the sensitivity level. And the third attribute, you have intelligence, sensitivity, and you also have their work ethic. Their work ethic is amazing. It's like taking an overachiever and pushing and pushing and pushing because they're so smart and they want to do the work. And what do? You end up blowing them. So that's really important, you know, making sure that the training meets their needs, not yours. One of the other key aspects or areas I talk about often throughout my video series here, the free training mini series, as well as our programs, is the mindset. How do you get this mindset? How do you take a crazy, strung out thoroughbred that's scared of whips or scared of everything or anything? How do you take any horse? It's not just these guys. And create this level of ease and level of patience and level of wanting to be with you. That's the mindset. Mindset is a big word. It's a big umbrella. Everything we do in rider horsemanship and our training is all about developing the mindset of the trainer, the rider, the handler, as well as the horse. You may be asking why I have this buggy whip with me. And it's just because this is the first time the three of them have been in front of a camera together. And we have some bloopers because it took Joey a little while to settle down and not try to touch Lovey or play with Lovey or roll. And all I had to do was just bring up my intention and my energy and get them to refocus. But it helps sometimes when I have this as an extension of my arm, which you're going to learn a lot of, my love, as well as a tool that reinforces what I'm asking if I need it. So it's kind of like your parents saying, all right, here comes the belt. Not that I'm going to hit these guys by any means. That's not where I'm going. But it helps bring up that intention, that conviction where enough is enough. Stop playing around with each other. Stand quietly. This is not a technique, is what I want you guys to realize. This is the coolest thing you're going to learn through this work, is this is a result of the work, of all the areas coming together to develop the mindset of wanting to be with you, feeling safe, and having that mind that is quiet and obedient. We still have some more work with Joey on that. One of my main goals throughout this training series is not just to give you free techniques, tips, and problem-solving strategies. It's to help educate your eye in reading and understanding your horse's needs, understanding their nature, and what is a learned behavior, and how to help them let go of that learned behavior and adopt a new pattern, a new behavior. Very important. So while I want to help you read and understand your horse's needs as they struggle or not, it's also to help you learn, to educate your eye. I will also be discussing how we help these horses work through, as I said, negative unwanted behaviors, and how to work with that unique temperament, how to work, what works best for their learning style, their learning aptitude. So keep in mind, when I bring up all of this terminology, I'm basically talking about us as children and how we learn. Think of us, think of people. Horses are very similar, very intelligent. They learn very similarly to us. They're sponges. When they're open and curious, they absorb like we do. When they're not open and they're worried and defensive, and we know what that feels like and shows up as, then they're not going to learn. And stop. That's very jealous. Stop. And it's important for us to recognize when our horse is not in a learning frame of mind, when they're not open. There's a time throughout this series where you're going to hear me talk about that. And Mia is my student. She's also a certified rider horsemanship instructor. And you're going to hear me give her some counseling and some recommendations and her continued education on how to handle certain aspects of when a horse is struggling and when you need to retreat and back off, or when you need to push and navigate and guide and help them break through. So speaking of children and how children learn, it's really important that when we are learning something new, whether it's you as a student who wants to gain some more knowledge as a trainer or an instructor, or it's our horses, whenever we need to learn something, it's really important that we follow a curriculum. Not just a program, which is kind of the same thing, but a curriculum, because a curriculum is a step-by-step guide. And when we were going to school, We learned from a curriculum, all of us. We all went and learned the same things. However, if we had a behavioral challenge or a learning challenge, or if we were in a gifted program, hopefully we were treated accordingly. Whether there was extra help, supportive help for us in our learning, or we also, if we were in a gifted program, we were stimulated appropriately. We were given the level of education that met our needs. So this is no different for me when I'm working with horses. They are so similar to children, and it's so similar to the way that they learn and how well they learn when they're open. So while you're looking at this free training series and you're going to gain a lot of valuable information, I want you to remember that it is not a step-by-step. You can find that on my online academy. Thank you. As well as my DVD series, my educational DVD series. Thank you, JoJo. You'll learn all about that throughout the series, most specifically the online though. I look forward to seeing you in the comments area throughout this 12-week course. I hope you continue to join us and enjoy the progress of each one of these horses. Thank you, and may you always be one with your horse.